All right, Hans Summerstore here with Stephen Espinoza, my guy. How you feeling?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm all right. You still ain't sent me that Rolex yet, but it's all good though, man.
I mean, now that it's appreciating, the market's going crazy, I'm gonna hold on.
All right, say no more, man. This Tank fight, man. Obviously you think it's a very good fight with Lamont Roach, but just from the public, can you understand why the public is just like, bruh, fight somebody else, fight somebody quote unquote better, just from the public standpoint? Can you understand that?
Yeah, I certainly get it. You know, and people have a short memory. They tend to forget that, you know, he was very close to fighting Lomanchenko, and then Lomachenko pulled out. And there were discussions with Shakur. Shakur wanted a multi-fight deal. He didn't want to do sort of a one-fight deal to fight Tank. So, you know, that doesn't happen. Now, we can revisit Shakur in the future. But it wasn't like, you know, somebody just pulled out a dartboard and threw a dart and hit Lamont Roach's name. He explored two of the best names in the division, and then candidly, and with no disrespect to anybody in the 35-pound division, it's not a real deep division. You know, once you get past a few guys at the top, it gets real thin real quick. So I get it. I'd like to see those fights happen. I mean, we all wanted to see, you know, Boots versus Virgil Ortiz. But sometimes fights don't happen, and, you know, if it doesn't happen, you expect Tank not to fight. Well, he's going to fight. This is a credible opponent, and I expect him to put on a good fight.
Are you saying that Shakur wanted a multi-fight deal, assuming that's from, like, you know, PBC and Al Heyman's side? I mean, obviously you're not going to tell me all of the details of everything, but was there maybe like a little reluctance from PBC side to give him that deal? Because it would kind of seem like that's the type of deal that they would want. They could lock in a guy like Shakur where, hate him or love him, he's a star. So what was kind of that reluctance of how that kind of fell apart?
Well, let me speak generally, because I don't want to get into the deal. Like, anytime you're signing a multi-fight deal, you've got two considerations. You know, one, your obligations to the fighter. Can you deliver the types of fight that fighter should be fighting? You know, and that's something that I think more promoters should take into account. If you're signing a fighter, you better be confident to yourself and to that fighter that you can deliver the guys that he should be fighting, and you don't find a string of bumps. Number two, knowing what the financial parameters of what it would take to sign a particular fighter, and knowing what are the makeable fights. Is that a financially sound decision for you to make as a promoter? You know, and again, I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying these are numbers or anything that applies specifically to Shakur, but generally, you know, there's a fighter who's saying, look, I'm $20 million a fight, and I want a 4-fight deal, and you look at it on paper, and there's only one fight which is a $20 million fight. Then as talented as that guy is, you're not going to sign him, because what are you going to do? 3 money-losing fights, you know, just to get one good one? So it's sort of like, it's not just, you know, hey, is this a talented fighter who would be great to promote? It's sort of like, okay, let's dig to the layer below that. It's like, okay, what are the financial parameters? Does it make sense? Can I deliver the types of fights that'll make the fighter happy? And that will be a reasonable business deal for me as a promoter.